What's going on? It's Fight Season MMA, and today's video is about the breaking news that just dropped. Ciryl Gane will now fight Alexander Volkov at UFC 308. This news dropped by multiple sources about 30 minutes ago, and I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. If you guys enjoyed the UFC news and content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're subscribing, please turn on the post notifications so you get notified whenever I drop UFC content and news. But let's get into breaking down Ciryl Gane versus Alexander Volkov 2 for UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so this fight announcement just dropped probably 30 minutes ago, and I just saw it, and I wanted to make this video right now. But Ciryl Gane has fought the likes of John Jones, Alexander Volkov, he beat Derek Lewis, he beat Sergey Spivak, he just beat in his last fight at UFC Paris last year, and we all thought that Ciryl Gane was going to fight at UFC Paris, but ultimately he's fighting at UFC 308 versus Alexander Volkov. Volkov just came off one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen against Sergey Pavlovich. We all thought Pavlovich was going to win that fight. We thought his power was going to be too much, and we thought Alexander Volkov was not going to be able to win that fight. But Volkov put on one of the biggest striking clinics the UFC has ever seen to go on and win that fight. This fight being rematched is a very interesting fight, again, because these two have fought before, and usually the UFC does not do rematches in this standpoint, but the UFC heavyweight division is so thin with talent that I do think that this is the fight to make at this current standpoint. You all thought that a fight between Ciryl Gane and Sergey Pavlovich was the next step, but Alexander Volkov stepping in that way. Since Volkov has been in the UFC for so long, I do think that this fight happening is something that really is going to help. You look at Ciryl Gane's fights against Tai Tuivasa, Sergey Spivak, Derek Lewis. All of these fights, he's done amazing work in it with that striking ability, being able to get the finish, and being one of the most technical heavyweights the UFC has ever seen. But he has no ground game at all. And this matchup for Ciryl Gane is one of the more favorable matchups the UFC could put on. You look at a fight with Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane, and Ciryl Gane would get absolutely washed versus Tom Aspinall because of the ground game and grappling ability. But Alexander Volkov does have a striking ability. He does have a good stand-up game, and he doesn't really go to the ground that much. Now, Alexander Volkov did take Tai Tuivasa down and submit him with an Ezekiel choke, but Alexander Volkov is mainly a striker, and I think that that's going to be fully on display in this fight against Ciryl Gane. But who do I think that wins this fight early on? I'm actually going to go with Alexander Volkov. I think that range that he's going to put on display against Ciryl Gane is going to really be a big difference. I think he's going to learn from that fight, and I think he's going to play on the outside, as well as I do think Alexander Volkov is going to go in there and take Ciryl Gane down if he does need to stop the pace, calm it down a little bit, just to be able to get back on track for the next round, or keep winning these rounds if they're very close. But this fight is such an amazing fight being going down. I'm so happy that they made the rematch. I'm so excited to see Ciryl Gane back in the octagon. It is always a fun time to see Ciryl Gane fight. Yes, I know the John Jones fight wasn't amazing, but Jones just wanted to go in there and not even test his striking ability with Ciryl Gane, which is completely understandable considering how good of a striker he is. But Ciryl Gane versus Alexander Volkov was the fight to make in the UFC heavyweight division. I'm so glad that they did so, and I do have Alexander Volkov winning, probably by decision in this fight. But let me know what you think about this fight announcement down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA and breaking this news of Alexander Volkov versus Ciryl Gane 2 coming to UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. Let me know what you think about this fight down below. This is a fight that really no one expected to make, so please let me know what you think about these two fighters, Ciryl Gane and Alexander Volkov, down in the description. And if you guys enjoy the UFC content and news, I try to bring you guys the news as soon as it drops, and I caught this news about 30 minutes after it happened. So if you guys like the news and content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And while you're down there, please turn on the post notifications. And also 98% of my viewers who watch my videos don't subscribe. So please go and drop a subscription since we're on the road to 500 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and I will catch you guys very soon with more UFC content and news.